That's what you want to be doing, pouring your money back in to the business and allowing it to grow in this self-sustained high profit way.
So we're talking about how to make sure that we are profitable and dropship profitably, because there was a period of time when my business wasn't generating profits before I switched to the home serve advantage. So why is it so crucial that we prioritize profits over revenue?
Well, yeah, there's a few reasons why you'd want to prioritize profit. So the first is that profits are crucial for sustainable growth, both in the sense of actual cash flow. Profits ensure that you have cash flow coming in to reinvest in your business. And, it's like having a healthy savings account rather than living paycheck to paycheck. If you have that rainy day fund, you have the cash coming into your business, it's so much better when times are tough in the future, because you will go through ups and downs in your business. Like, you may as well accept that and prepare for that now. You want to be stacking up that cash in your business so that when those times come and something happens, or a supplier changes their terms, or you've got to tweak, or ad network changes, like, you want to have that profit in the bank there, rather than just knowing that it was razor thin profit margins. I wasn't really making anything on every sale, but I was making a lot of sales. Companies like that just go out of business unless they have really deep pockets and they have like external funding. Like these companies, these startups that start up and they like make a loss for their first 5 years because they've got this huge venture capitalist fund backing them and pouring money in the hope that one day they'll float on the stock market and become a public company. Like, we're not in that position, right? We're not. I'm not trying to create the next Uber here. I'm trying to create a business that pays for my family's future, replaces my income, and allows me to travel the world and have complete freedom and control over my time. That's very doable. But I'm not trying to create the $1 billion unicorn company that's going to get acquired next week by Google, right? So I think it's about stability, and the higher the profits that you can have in your business, the more buffer you create against those market fluctuations, and also against like unexpected expenses as well. You will get bills that come through that you're like, oh, I didn't expect that to come through. Or like there'll be something that you have to spend on that suddenly you think, we need a new member of the team, or we need a website overhaul, or I don't know, so there's an unexpected return or something that for some reason the supplier doesn't deal with, and you have to eat. Like, if you can have good, solid profit margins coming into your business, it just means that you have that buffer, that room for mistakes, for error, for problems, the rainy day fund. It also means you can invest more in better marketing, in better product and web development, better customer service as well. You can hire a higher skilled virtual assistant to man the phones and to get back to people on live chat and emails. And so you can kind of use your earnings. It's like upgrading from a small shop to a large, thriving marketplace. Like, that's what you want to be doing, pouring your money back in to the business and allowing it to grow in this self-sustained, high profit way. The other consideration is the reason we want to focus on profit rather than revenue is because profit is how these businesses get valued. So if ever you wanted to sell a business like this, then the valuation mechanism is done based on the monthly net profit. So, for example, a business that's making maybe 6K net, £6,000 net profit in a month, which very doable with a business like this when your margin, we're talking about Kenneth earlier and Adam, where they're making £2,000 profit in a sale. So that's 3 sales a month and they're at 6K profit, right? So £6,000 profit in a month. If that's your average monthly net profit, 6,000, businesses like this get valued from like 20 to all the way up to above 30, let's call it 33 times the monthly net profit. So a 33 times monthly profit multiple, if that's £6,000 average monthly profit, gets you just under £200,000 in your valuation. So 198,000 in valuation. Now you could sell the business for that at that stage and cash out nearly 3 years worth of profit in advance, all in one go, just because you had a nice high profit business that you had SOPs in place for. You can hand over the virtual assistants as well with the business, and the whole thing can be packaged up, sold. And remember, you have the skills then at this point, if you've been through the training, to do this again. Like, when you sell the business, you don't suddenly lose your ability to create these businesses. You have it. You can just rinse and repeat. And so that's one of the big reasons we focus on profit as well. It's for that exit day, that sale event at the end.
Absolutely, Lewis. The business really lives and dies with the profits. And If we don't focus on the profits, then we won't get a high valuation when we go to sell the business. And crucially, the monthly income that we can take from the business is going to be dictated by that bottom line. And it's something that keeps coming up over and over again with the investment bankers and people that are buying businesses that I speak to on these podcast episodes where we've recorded and spoke to some experts. They keep looking at the EBITDA, and that's the key. It's the net profit, the gross profit, and the EBITDA number. So what's the bottom line of the business that really makes a difference to a business's valuation? So it's key. And I've had to make these decisions with my own business to always prioritize profit over revenue, because sometimes you can get carried away with the revenue numbers and you just try and swell up and get as big as possible. But instead, if you're not really affecting that profit number, there's no need to focus on the revenue number. So I've had to make those decisions a few times in my business to really prioritize increasing the profit when, increasing the revenue might just be for vanity sake. So for those people that perhaps clicked on this, Lewis, and are listening, who maybe they're not profitable right now, what should their first steps be to get back on track?
Yeah, if you're not profitable yet, then I'd advise starting with these steps. So focus on high margin products. It's going to be so much easier to make that higher profit if you can shift your focus to products that just offer much higher total profit margins. It's like if you own a restaurant and you decide to analyze your menu and say, well, what are the low profit items on the menu, and replace those with high margin dishes. Ultimately, you don't need any more customers coming through the business because you'll earn more for every sale that you do make. Also, you can improve your marketing efficiency as well. So you can do that by optimizing your ads and your marketing strategies to really reduce your costs and increase that return on ad spend that you get. And you can do that by increasing your conversion rates or targeting your ads better. Lots of different ways you can affect how much you get out of every penny that you spend on ads. The other thing is that the room for error with higher margin products is huge. There's so much more buffer built in. I remember one of our members, Phil, who when he joined us was asking about how to sell higher margin items to help increase his profitability. And he recently posted that he signed a premium supplier for 45% margins. So they were offering him 45% margins with this supply, which meant that he would make an average of £5,250 profit per order. So on every sale, he's making over £5,000 cleared profit. So if you make £5,000 profit on an order, that more than covers the whole ad spend probably for the month on your store. It probably covers the virtual assistant's salary, probably covers 2 virtual assistant salaries easily, plus any software expenses, and it will still leave you with profit left over. And remember, that's all from one single sale. So imagine if you're making one sale a week, or one sale every couple of days, or eventually even one sale per day.